I have to start the video with the loudest, "What's going on, guys?" Yeah, I don't think that one's me. I don't think that one will be sticking around. Last week on my Instagram, I asked you guys to send me some assumptions that you have about me in the hopes that maybe it could let you get to know me a little bit better. Now, this is my first speaking video I've ever done and the first video that I've ever edited myself, so bear with me. There's probably going to be a lot of continuity errors. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. If you noticed the lighting change, it was because I was filming from 11 AM until 11 PM. A lot went wrong. Anyways, let's get to the first assumption. You were a musical theatre kid and a band geek. 100% I was. I was in a lot of musicals as a kid. The only one that I didn't have the main role was The Wizard of Oz. Let me tell you about The Wizard of Oz. So this girl walks in just singing one of the songs and the teacher was like, "Oh, you could just have the main role." Huh? Anyways, I took that kid's lunchbox and threw it over the road. I told them I wasn't Glinda the Good. If you're shocked to find out I had behavioral issues as a kid, no one else was. My last name is Sumption. Well, Natalie, let me tell you, if you're not going around telling people your middle name is Arse, you're doing it wrong. You consider yourself the settler and Elliot the Reacher. No. I assumed that you could sing any song well. Well, thank you very much. I can sing from about an F to a G, which is a pretty wide range. Most singers have a break. I have a couple in there. A break is just an area you're not quite as strong. You seem angsty. Thank you. You don't like gaming. Well, I only ever got my first proper game at the age of like 13 or something when I was going into high school, and it was the DSi, I'm pretty sure, and I had all of the games like Cooking Mama and Nintendogs and stuff. So I kind of missed the games boat, really. I don't dislike it, I actually really enjoy playing them sometimes, but it's just never been my thing. You assumed that I picked Joe Jonas on The Voice as my coach because he is hot. Listen, I'm definitely the girl who can appreciate a good-looking guy, but I'm also a smart cookie. The reason that I went with Joe is because he is young, it's his first time on the season, and I thought if he was going to be willing to help anybody out after the show, it would probably be somebody like me. That didn't happen. You and Elliot have been together longer than a year. Well, we are coming up on a year right now, so you are pretty close. And what a year it has been.
You hadn't cleaned up all my clothes.
You're not always as awkward as you say you are. You're actually a people person, an introverted extrovert. You are 100% correct. That is exactly what I am. I'm definitely awkward, but I'm definitely awkward. You assume that I'm into fashion. I would say that I am into fashion. I'd rather be a little bit more risky and miss the mark than be normal. You are related to Cray. Well, I am not actually related to Cray in any way. However, we do have a very similar sense of humor. You assume that I'm jealous of how close Kath and Elliot are. I'm only jealous of the fact that Elliot gets to see Kath more often than I do. You assume that I love memes. You assume that I like rock music. I do, I like classic rock. Anything from like the 60s, 70s, 80s is good with me. Elliot encouraged me to do music full-time. Well, I was doing music kind of full-time around the time that I met Elliot, but Elliot has definitely encouraged me to start doing more and more in the way of putting myself out there online and kind of boosting my confidence enough to give it a go. A lot of people have asked me about my eyeliner. I actually have only gotten good at my eyeliner in the past 2 months or so, and I am still no James Charles. You assume that Elliot can actually sing and that I can actually play video games. No, hence why we're making each other be in each other's videos, because it's embarrassing and funny. You dominate Elliot in life. Correct. That I'm as grunge as I look. No, I'm just a scared small little baby woman. Don't hurt me. You assume that I'm nice and care about my supporters. I do very much so. That being because I am surrounded by very successful people. I always have been. I have very high goals for myself, and I know that if I'm going to achieve them in any way, it's definitely because I have a group of people behind me supporting me, and I will always be thankful for that. I steal Muzak's stuff without permission. If I'm at the Click House, I'm 90% of the time in his clothes. So yeah, maybe I do. Some tea may be spilt. I just have to double check that I'm not gonna get sued. Maybe for another video. You wish Elliot lived by himself sometimes. The Click House is amazing and I love everyone in there. I have some very fond memories from being with Elliot when he was living in his own house, so I don't really mind either. But yes, I like being alone with Elliot. Speaking of being alone with Elliot, here comes the massive onslaught of sexual questions. Listen, all I'm gonna say is I'm 21 and he's 24 and we've been together for 1 year. And that could only equal one thing. Is it bad that I thought you were Elliot's sister? Considering the last question, yeah. Ugh. You assume that I am the daughter of Aussie legend Michael Bevan. Yes, I am. I am very proud of both of my parents, but I don't always talk about them, mainly because I've had some bad experiences come from it. Those being something along the lines of having friends for many years turn around and say, they died. They just died. It's really tragic. Oh, I'm actually really glad that my parents, made me be friends with you all those years ago so that they could get to know your parents. That happened twice. You use auto-tune. For reference, auto-tune is actually something that can only be used to affect the pitch. It's not something that can just magically make you have a good voice. For instance, if I was trying to sing la 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 la, but I sung la 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 la, and it goes slightly off, you could probably fix that in auto-tune. So yes, occasionally I will need to auto-tune a note, but not very often. I am a dog person, yes, here are my beautiful dogs. This one says, you bully your boyfriend, from Muzak. Hell yeah, I do. With love, of course. Am I still doing a video of teaching Elliot to sing? Yes, I definitely am. I have to get him back for doing the teaching my girlfriend to play Fortnite video. I think if it's gonna happen, it's definitely gonna happen over on my Twitch. The reason for that being is that Twitch has released a new beta game called Twitch Sings, and I'm very keen to give it a go. But yeah, do head over there if you wanna go and see it. If you miss it, however, I will probably be filming it and I will add it to this channel later. You assume that I live in the Click House. Well, I live in the Click House about 3 days a week. I usually go there towards the end of the week when I happen to be working a shift nearby. You assume that Elliot and I met at a celebrity event or on Tinder. Well, both are actually correct. The first time I met Elliot was at the Infinity War premiere when I was on The Voice. The Voice being The Voice, we walked in late. The guy that we were with from Channel 9 had also previously worked with Elliot, so he introduced the two groups. We had a pretty brief conversation before the movie started, and then we didn't get to catch up afterwards. 2 weeks later, however, I was greeted by a super like on Tinder. Elliot then asked me if I was the girl who was sitting in the row in front of him and swiftly asked me to join him for dinner, of which I could not refuse. You like my Twitter page, Queen Liv Bev. This is actually my first fan account on Twitter. It is very cute. I currently think I'm her only follower, so if you want to go and give Casey a follow, please do. You assume that I wake up flawless. Well, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. I wake up something along the lines of this. Perhaps one of the most incorrect but frequently asked assumptions. You were popular in high school. My late high school memories mostly consist of sitting on my own in the music room or sitting on my own in the toilets, crying and eating my sandwiches. So, no, not exactly the most popular girl out there. I didn't really have a group or make any close friends or anything. I didn't feel like anyone really wanted me around, so yeah, high school wasn't my favorite place. You assume I've wanted to quit music at some point because of hateful comments. During my time on The Voice, I was portrayed pretty two-dimensionally. Personally, I don't think I have famous parents, but that's the line that they tended to use. I personally would never use the word famous. I'd rather go with high achieving. I received a lot of hate comments when I was on The Voice. I don't even think it was mostly due to my singing, but more how I was portrayed. You assume that Muzak is holding me prisoner. No, I'm fine. It's been a year, please help me. You assume I'm the one that stops Elliot from losing his mind. While there are significantly less glasses thrown when I'm around, I still wouldn't choose to be there on update, if you get what I mean. You think that you are bad at singing even though you are amazing. Well, thank you very much. I personally don't think I'm the best singer in the world. I don't think I'm the worst. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. You assume that I was the type of girl who had more guy friends than girlfriends. That is correct. It's just less drama. No, but honestly, I have a lot of good guy friends. I've happened to gain a lot more girlfriends recently, but they also happen to be the type of girls who have more guy friends. You assume that I love reading. Well, I used to when I was younger. I was definitely that kid that read a lot of Harry Potter and a lot of the Hunger Games. I'm a Ravenclaw, by the way. But I haven't been reading in a while, so maybe it's something that I should get back to. You thought that I was just a close friend of Loserfruit and that I wasn't dating Elliot. It was about 5 months into my relationship with Elliot that I decided to go on Kat's cooking streak for the first time. We hadn't really discussed what I was going to be introduced as, to avoid hate comments and stuff, so Kath just introduced me as her cousin. You assume I am short, around 5'5". That is entirely correct, I am 5'5". A lot of people have assumed that I'm either awkward, which is true, shy, or introverted. As for the second two, I don't really think I am. What you guys would be picking up on is more of my anxiety. And not in like my anxiety is my aesthetic way, but in more of I really wish I didn't function this kind of way. I'm actually really outgoing and loud and that kind of thing, but if I'm uncomfortable, it's sometimes a lot easier just to stay quiet. Anyways, thank you so much for staying and watching the video. I had a lot of struggles making this. If you follow me on social media, you already know. Anyways, I hope this will be the first of many talking videos to come. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe and I will see you next time. Bye. I met Elliot at the premiere of the I met Elliot.